Hello and welcome back to Of Land and Leaf. On this channel, I'm making huge changes through small-scale gardening. Can I just say that I looked at my YouTube account a couple of moments ago and I was on like 230 subscribers and I am in awe. It's been about a month and I don't know, I'm so excited that so many people have engaged with the channel and decided to subscribe. I started this channel a month ago to share my gardening journeys with my mom, who lives over 500 miles away in Akron, Ohio. I am based outside of Atlanta in Zone 8A. Now, I'm no stranger to YouTube or social media. And you may notice that I never say my whole name on any of the videos, and that is because in my real life, like in my profession, I've been very successful as a career transition and mindset coach, and I use social media to attract my clients, and I wanted to have this space not be at all connected to that identity. This was just for fun. This was a space for me and my mom. I didn't want this to be a tool, right? So I'm actually creating videos that I enjoy, and I'm not mapping anything out. There's no process. I'm not selling anything, and I'm really enjoying that. So I'm currently away from the garden, visiting family, and I was just thinking about the fact that the channel continues to grow, although I'm not currently making garden videos. And I was just, thinking about the fact that this almost never happened because I almost abandoned gardening due to two skin conditions that I have that really made me think that I was not going to be able to invest the time outside in the garden. So I wanted to share one of those conditions in this video and talk to you a little bit about how I've managed it, just in case you're dealing with something similar. So in my mid 30s, I started to notice that the skin on my face was darker than the rest of my body, and that's not super odd. It's normal that your skin is slightly darker because of its exposure to elements. Usually we are at least slightly more covered up on our body than we are our face. But as time progressed, I noticed it more and more, and I can remember like my late 30s, I did a photo shoot for some work that I was doing, and I showed my girlfriend the pictures and she was like, "Why did they make your face so dark?" And I realized that she was looking at a whole body picture of me. They had matched my foundation to my face, which was and is a lot darker than my legs. And so for her, she was looking at it like they made an error, but they were doing their job. It was that comment that sent me to visit my first dermatologist, and I've seen several since then, and no one has really been able to give me a name for it. I say it is whole face hyperpigmentation. Whole face hyperpigmentation, and I call it that because typically when I do any research on hyperpigmentation, it refers to a spot or an area of the skin, not the entire face. But I have seen other people with a similar condition where the face is several shades darker than the rest of your body. Last summer I was on vacation. I was in Jamaica and I took some pictures and out on the beach, and I was doing everything, sunscreen, covering my face, everything that I could do, but it was so noticeable that I was like, okay, I've got to reattempt. I need to go back to a dermatologist and see what I can do. So the dermatologist gave me some cream, and she said that this would stop the melanin in my face from reacting to any conditions that would continue to darken my face. And she told me to apply it, but she told me to stay out of the sun. And here it was September, and it's like prime gardening season, and she's saying stay out of the sun. And so what I tried to do was just use it in the evening, and then make sure that I was going out in the garden after 5 when it was a little less, the sun was a little less intense. And I tried that for several weeks. At some point, my partner looked at me and he's like, "I don't know what you're doing to your skin, but I don't like it. You have like a grayish undertone and it doesn't look good at all. And I had noticed it, but I was just trying to fight through it so that I could get to the results that I wanted. This caused me to do some research on the cream that I was given. What I found out was that although a lot of people claim to have success with this particular cream, it had a lot of troubling side effects that I wasn't comfortable with. One of them being possible cancer. So I discontinued the cream and just continued to try to tan the rest of my body and not tan my face. And believe it or not, it's not as easy as it seems. I would put all kind of sunscreen on, cover my face to the point where I was covering my face with towels, and I would still continue to get darker. My face would get darker and the rest of my body would not. Next, I tried kojic acid soap, another thing that I'd read a lot about, people claim to have a lot of success with. And I would use that once or twice a day to try to attempt to lighten the melanin in my face. I didn't want to bleach my skin. I love being a person with dark skin, and I tried first to darken the rest of my body, but that wasn't working. So I tried the kojic acid to see if I could lighten the skin on my face a bit. Did not go well. Did not go well. It did lighten, but it did not lighten evenly. I ended up with like these tiger stripes on my face. It was very drying. It was just not good for me. I know some people have had success with it. Again, for an entire face, it just did not work well. And it was another product that you were to avoid the sun with usage, which did not lend well to gardening. My skin was so bad with the kojic acid that I was using foundation and heavy makeup every single day, which is not something that I'd ever done, and not something that I really wanted to commit to doing. I mean, literally going to the beach with makeup on. No offense to anyone who does that, but that's just not me. But I'm still here and I'm still gardening, so I wanted to share with you this very simple routine that has really provided me with some noticeable results. I mean, I'll always be darker. I think that's just part of my makeup, but it's not so noticeable that I feel uncomfortable or embarrassed about it any longer. And that is a simple routine of using a very gentle exfoliant during my morning and evening facial routine, as well as using sunscreen daily. Now that seems very simple, but I never use sunscreen every day. I use sunscreen when I was going out in the sun, going out to the beach, something like that. I was never a person who used sunscreen every single day. I just didn't think it was necessary. But using a gentle exfoliant daily, and in my case, I'm using it twice per day, and then protecting my skin with sunscreen every single day, as well as using some sort of sun barrier. So you'll always see me with a hat, you'll always see me with some kind of visor, always some sort of sunglasses when I'm out at the garden, even when I'm just really running to the store. If I'm gonna have sun exposure, which even when it's not sunny outside, there's a possibility of sun exposure. If I'm gonna have sun exposure, I make sure that I protect my skin. So, you know, you may see me on my videos with hats and scarves and maybe even umbrellas at times, and I promise you I'm not being extra. I just want to make sure that I am protecting myself, that I am practicing healthy rituals and routines, and that I am making sure that I can get in the garden as much as possible. So I know this isn't my regular content. I appreciate you allowing me to be vulnerable and share with you. I just kind of feel like if we're going to be friends, I wanted you to know that about me. And I love to continue to share those kind of things if it's okay with you from time to time. Most of the time, we'll stick to gardening content. I have another one of these coming because, believe it or not, I have additional issues and I'll share them on part 2 of this video. Until then, happy gardening.